Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call to order the City of Oconomowoc Common Council meeting for Tuesday, December 3rd, 2024. Has appropriate meeting notification been made?
Yes, it has.
If we would all please rise, and Paige, if you'd please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you and welcome, everyone. Would you call roll, please?
Alderman Shellpepper.
Here.
Alderman Maroney.
Here.
Alderman Douglas.
Here.
Alderman Rozak.
Here.
Alderman Oltman Klove. Here. Alderman Ellis.
Here.
Alderman Spiegelberg.
Here.
And Alderman Mulder.
Here.
I'd like to entertain a motion for the approval of the minutes for November 19th, 2024.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
On to comments and suggestions from citizens. Do we have anyone in the audience that would like to make a comment or suggestions on our blue little cards? Seeing none, we'll move forward. New business, consider act on resolution 24-R3240 disallowing claim of Craig Brown.
Yes, sir, thank you. In your packet tonight, there was a background memo and some other information. We've had these claims that have come through that our insurance company has reviewed and are recommending disallowance. In this case, there was an individual driving on Path Storms Boulevard, and there was a manhole that had a cover off that they drove into and did some damage to their vehicle. We investigated, our insurance company investigated, and determined that it wasn't our city crew that had removed that manhole cover. So for that reason, they're recommending that it be disallowed.
Do we have any questions or comments from council?
I just have one comment, Mayor.
Yes.
I'm going to recuse myself from this vote. Craig Brown is my former legal secretary's husband, and they also called my office about this incident, and I said, let it do its thing. So I think
Okay.
I'm best to recuse myself from this vote.
Thank you. Thank you. Any other comments or questions? Alderman Mulder.
So in the past, as we've denied these, they've been able to then work with their insurance under a different, once it was declined, or once we did deny it, is that similar here? What is the
Attorney
process
Riffle?
after
It
this?
looks like they got the wrong party here.
Okay, that's all.
We were not negligent. We may have found the culprit that they can go after.
Okay. All right.
Any other questions or comments? Alderman Maroney.
That was similar to Matt's comment there. I was just curious, how come the resident can't just sue Groff Engineering? And that's because they are dealing with the wrong party, is that correct?
That's the part.
They can sue anybody they want, including us.
And they usually start with us.
Pockets, they think.
Okay, I'd like to entertain a motion,
Be
please.
normal, you're driving down a city street and something happens.
I'll make a motion to disallow the claim.
Second.
Any further other questions or comments? Call roll, please.
Okay, Alderman Shellpepper.
Aye.
Alderman Maroney.
Aye.
Alderman Douglas.
I
Alderman Rozak. Oh, I'm
Recused,
sorry,
yeah,
you
that's
recused. I'm sorry.
abstain.
Abstain. Okay. Alderman Oltman Klove. Aye. Alderman Ellis.
Abstain.
Alderman Spiegelberg.
Recuse myself.
Aye.
And Alderman Mulder.
Aye.
Thank you. On to our next item, consider act on resolution 24-R3233 to rescind resolution 24-R3208 that provided 100 recs to the town of Oconomowoc. Mr. Fry.
This is the item that Alderman Douglas can say I was right. So back on June 18th, we brought forth an item to provide 100 rec sanitary sewer connections to the town of Oconomowoc. And at that time, we were looking to start having discussions regarding borders and the usage of recs. And it was a good faith effort on the city's part to try and put behind everybody some of the baggage that's been hanging out there between the two communities. And then, obviously, with their recent actions, they were not bargaining in good faith because of they knew where they were going and what was going to happen, and still looked to try and obtain the recs from us. So based on that, because at first, when there were some things with the boat launch, and we said, no, we're not going to pull that. They meant to give those in good faith, but now that they weren't there in good faith, we're making a recommendation to approve the resolution that would rescind Resolution 3208, which provided them the 100 recs.
I'd like to entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Do I have a second?
We just did that, Douglas.
Yeah.
Rosen seconded.
Did Rozak second? Any other further questions or comments?
Come on, you guys, let's have fun. Never mind.
No.
I don't think I don't think much needs to be said. I think the
Right.
resolution speaks for itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I was in, Matt Mulder and I were in most of those all the negotiations with the town during that time, and at no point did they ever disclose that they were negotiating with the village to create some other type of political subdivision and continued to ask for recs. Their initial ask in January was 4,000, then they asked for hundreds more, and then they asked for unlimited amount of recs. During that entire period of time, we told them that we were never going, the boat launch was a done deal, and then they withdrew that funding, and we had given the 100 as part of a chance to reach across the aisle essentially to them, and they've rebuffed that, and I think we're doing the right thing to rescind it. So, good job, Douglas, on that vote. Even a broken clock is right twice a day.
Wow.
Alderman Mulder. Jeez.
We having fun yet?
Had to.
Just to pile on a little bit, I think these recs were intended to be used only on lakefront properties, because cleaning up the lake, which is part of the initiative behind the boat launch, was also the initiative behind these recs, and really part of the discussion that we were having with the town in an attempt to make sure all the waterways are clean and safe for everybody. And since they have deprioritized that through their actions, I think we're fine deprioritizing it as well, so.
And council, you can be very confident that the city and the staff worked honestly, with integrity and transparency during that whole period of time. And I'm proud of what we did as a council. But we only control or only part of half of the discussion. And so having to resend this is very disappointing, because I thought that both parties could have done better. But I have everything that we did it in an open and transparent way, and that's how we do it in the city of Oconomowoc. Alderman Spiegelberg.
And I think it should be noted that we are not doing this in a mean-spirited type of way, and this should be of no surprise to anybody that it came to this for us, but I think we're making the best decision in the best interest of our own citizens at this point.
Well said. Any other comments? Alderman Ellis.
Yeah, I have a
See what
question.
you started?
I wanted to.
I have a question in reference to rescinding this, and I believe we were rescinding some others also.
No, just those.
Just these?
Mhm.
Okay. What is the ramification to the city as far as our constituents? I mean, is this going to have a problem with the boat launch? I mean, is there anything going through?
Sewer recs and the boat launch are completely two separate items.
Right,
that
I know that.
Never, ever in the last 2 years have been tied in any negotiation ever
Okay.
by the city, period. So
Okay.
there's no repercussions. Each municipality has the ability to make their own decisions on what they think is best for their interests, as we do ourselves here and what we're doing today.
Okay. Thank you.
Have a motion and a second. Would you call roll, please?
Alderman Shell Pepper.
Aye.
Alderman Maroney.
Aye.
Alderman Douglas.
Aye.
Alderman Rozak.
Aye.
Alderman Oltman Kloth. Aye. Alderman Ellis.
Aye.
Alderman Spiegelberg.
Aye.
And Alderman Mulder.
Aye.
Next item, consider act on resolution 24-R3241, approving the budget amendment for police car squad replacements. Chief Pfister.
Thank you. Good evening. Police Department is requesting a 2024 budget amendment. This amendment is to the Police Department Capital Squad Replacement Account. We initially had $125,000 set aside for the squad replacement. Due to the inability to get two-wheel drive cars. The only thing available was four-wheel drive vehicles, which raised the price above what we were originally quoted for the vehicles. And then we had some changeover expenses that were a little bit higher than normal, and squad camera expenses as well. That total amount that we went over, the 125,000, is $28,197.24, and we are looking for a budget amendment in that amount.
Questions or comments from council? Alderman Shell Pepper.
Do we think the two-wheel drives are gonna come back online then, again, next year?
Yep,
or-
we actually got our order in already for
Okay,
that, so
so-
we're good for next year,
Okay.
yeah. So,
What's our timeline on replacing again? Is it every 3 years, or what's your rotation of
yeah,
a
we
vehicle?
were doing every 2 years. We pushed that out to every 3 years, and now we do it based on the fleet's recommendation. The car that has the most mileage, the most repairs, you know, it's based on which car is deteriorating the fastest at this
Okay.
point now.
So you feel like we're getting better value than, or, I mean, because I just worry, you know, I mean, obviously, we want to have the best equipment, we don't want to have failing equipment. I just want to make sure also that we're only replacing when we, you know, really need to. And I know it's tough finding that
Yeah, and I
balance.
think, you know, and in the future capital, we go down to one vehicle, you know,
Yeah.
coming up. I think we're doing a great job on that, and I think the vehicles are lasting longer, and it's very good equipment, so, yeah.
Alderman Spiegelberg.
Is the fact that the vehicles are now in a controlled climate environment, is that helping the longevity of the vehicles to any degree?
There's some. It's not a huge factor, you know, for us. You know, it's partially, so, yeah.
I think the big thing is that before, when they sat outside, they always had idle.
Right.
To stay warm, to keep all the equipment
that's what I
warm.
wonder, yeah.
So now, if they're sitting there for half hour, 45 minutes, they can be in the garage and shut
Right.
off. So that's probably.
Which
the-
is-
Because that's what the
Gas
mechanics
savings.
based off of,
Gas oil.
just the hours. So if it's idling, that adds up quickly,
Yeah.
you know, for repairs and stuff, so, yeah.
Alderman Ellis.
Yeah, you had mentioned, I wasn't even aware of this, that the vehicles we have now are two-wheel drive?
That is correct.
Okay, why have we not gone to the all-wheel drive or the four-wheel drive because of the inclement weather and things on those lines? I don't know, I'm asking.
The two-wheel drive is sufficient for us. The four-wheel drive vehicles, basically you're gonna pay about $17,000 more for a four-wheel drive. That
17,000?
we really don't need, you know? Unfortunately, that's all we could get, you know, last year. But we haven't had any issues with driving in the weather or anything like that.
Because, I mean, you know, with
Two-wheel.
snow and inclement weather, I was just thinking that we always had all-wheel drive, but now I know we have two-wheel.
Alderman Douglas.
So two things. One, I can account for that. You know, when I worked for the county, on the county roads, we had two-wheel drive Tahoes. You know, and the city's plowed way better than a county road at midnight. Secondly, when they're done with service, do they go to Wisconsin surplus? Is that typically what?
Yes.
So I'm gonna get some resale value back on the
Yeah, we're
four-wheel
actually
drive
getting a
compared to
pretty good
two-wheel as
resale
well.
value on the ones that we're sending.
They get used within the city sometimes first before they're put out to auction.
Yep, some of them go to
Yeah.
another city department for them to use for a little bit too.
And these are pursuit vehicles,
Yep, pursuit rated.
pursuit rated.
Correct.
That means it's got a tow hook on the front.
Suspension and things like that.
Alderman Spiegelberg.
Would the resale value tap into any of that 28,000 that we're amending and taking from the capital reserves fund?
Yeah, we should get more for them, being four-wheel drive, once they go to auction, yeah. So we should recoup some of that, so.
Cool.
Thanks for putting your new order in ahead of time and getting it.
Yeah.
Good. I'd like to entertain a motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Any further questions or comments? Attorney,
It's a budget amendment, so a supermajority vote.
call roll, please.
Alderman Shell Pepper.
Aye.
Alderman Maroney.
Aye.
Alderman Douglas.
Aye.
Alderman Rozak.
Aye.
Alderman Altman Cloth. Aye. Alderman Ellis.
Aye.
Alderman Spiegelberg.
Aye.
And Alderman Mulder.
Aye.
It's a short meeting.
Next up, consider act on resolution 24-R3237, authorizing annual indexing of impact fees and sewer availability charges effective January 1st, 2025.
Thank you, Mayor. Lori Sullivan put together a very detailed memo on this and broke out all the costs and the increases and the indexes that we use. So when we look at our fees, there's two indexes we look at: construction cost index And then we look at the interest from the local government investment pool. We look at the interest at the LGIP because we borrowed the money to put in the North Interceptor, so that's the one that's impacted by that. And then the other is we look at what is the cost of construction, or how much has that changed. This year, or looking into 2025, the cost of construction only went up 1%. So those fees aren't moving very much. The interest has gone up 5%, so that went up a little bit more, but the North Interceptor is what feeds the entire north end up by Alderman Mulder's area. So all the fees are in here. When you look at a single-family house, the new fees are gonna add $98. It's a total of $91.14 for a single-family house. Houses in this area are selling for $450,000 to $600,000, so we're adding another 98.
Questions or comments? Like to entertain a motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Any further comments? Call roll, please.
Alderman Shell Pepper.
Aye.
Alderman Maroney.
Aye.
Alderman Douglas.
Aye.
Alderman Rozak.
Aye.
Alderman Altman Cloth. Aye. Alderman Ellis. Aye. Alderman Spiegelberg.
Aye.
And Alderman Mulder.
Aye. On to consider act on Resolution 24-R3244, approval to submit for a Vibrant Spaces Grant. Page. Ms. Brunklick.
Hello. So the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation offers this grant once a year. It's a really great opportunity for us to submit for the Village Green Reconstruction Project. You do have to give them a pitch to even be considered as an applicant, and they did think that this space was a very good applicant. The average awards between $20,000 and $40,000. So obviously we are hopeful, there's no guarantee, but we have to have an official resolution as part of the grant package.
So they just want to make sure that the city's behind that grant application, and we're sorry that it got to you so late, but there's a short deadline, and thank you, Paige, and your team for finding it and trying to do that. Do you have any other questions for Paige at this time?
Every penny counts.
Yep.
Every bit helps, so I'd like to entertain a motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? Call roll, please.
Okay. Alderman Shell Pepper.
Aye.
Alderman Maroney.
Aye.
Alderman Douglas.
Aye.
Alderman Rozak.
Aye.
Alderman Altman Cloth. Aye. Alderman Ellis.
Aye.
Alderman Spiegelberg.
Aye.
Alderman Mulder.
On to staff reports. Paige, can you just come up and tell everybody what these are? That would be really great. I think we can figure it out, but I think it's nice for the public to know.
Has it been 1 or 2 years since we transitioned from the bookmark to the magnetic calendar?
Yeah.
To just be a handout to feature our main 2025 events that we're partners in and you know, in-kind sponsors, I guess you would say. Obviously, there's about 75 other events that we have in Economowoc that we support, but if you want more, I have more. We have them around, we'll have them around the city, and we'll be handing them out at the Christmas parade on Saturday.
Great, thank you. Thank you very much. On to our next item, which is the update of the space needs process with FEI Design from our librarian, Jennifer Puccini.
Hi, guys. I'm just here to do just kind of a quick update on the space needs analysis that has started. We have had 2 meetings now with FEH Design. We established a core committee, which there is 12 of us. They make up of some board members, some friends of the library members, and some staff members. So we have met twice. And we've had like 2-hour meetings, and we really are just looking at like going over what we think the needs will be. We look at the future. FEH has these formulas. They do a lot of data, you know, they take a lot of data and they do research on the community and what the needs will be, you know, in the future, 20 years from now, what we will need. So the next step is this advisory task force. So I did send you guys all the little form with some dates. So our job right now as the core committee is to really get the public involved, because this library project is really for the public and not just for me and my staff. So we really, really need to get as many people in as we can. They they're telling us 100 people they would like to come to these advisory task force meetings. I invite you all to come if you would like to come to the meetings. That would be wonderful. We love input, even if you're not a library user, we want input from everyone in the community. And in addition to the task force meetings are the Spark sessions. There's 2 full-day Spark sessions where FEH Design will be at the library in our community room. They're all day. You can go in for 10 minutes and just give some input, like, I'd like to see this in a library. I'd like to see sensory room for autistic children, or I'd like to see an extra community room, more study rooms, whatever you think. They're just looking for input. And at the Spark sessions, they're literally going to have drawings, I guess. They will draw up some diagrams, some pictures of libraries. It should just be a really neat experience. Even if you go in and you're like, I don't know what I want in a library, I would recommend you guys stop in at least for the Spark sessions and just check it out and see what they're coming up with. This is new for me. I've done a space needs analysis. I was part of one before, but the task force and these big Spark sessions is kind of new to me. So I'll be there in and out throughout the day. No one is required to be there all day for the Spark sessions besides the architects. But I just invite you guys to come and join, and please share with your neighbors and family members. Like I said, this is a community project, so as many people as we can get involved, the better.
So it's great to get the word out and to share it with friends and everyone in the
Yes,
community.
please.
So that the whole city and the population, has this been promoted at all outside the city limits?
Not necessarily. I mean, we're putting it out as much as we can,
Okay.
and even in the town, but I don't know how far it's reaching out. If you have any suggestions, let me
Okay.
know.
Okay,
It's going to be in the paper,
great.
social
Al-
media.
Alderman Mulder?
Yeah, I'm part of that committee and as
Yes.
the representative on the library board. And I think you and your staff have done a great job guiding this so far. There were 10, I think, responses to the original RFQ,
there was a
which was
lot.
great. I think from my knowledge of the library industry, we chose a really good partner here. They were my top choice that I ranked the 10. They are doing the Sun Prairie Library, they're doing the La Crosse Library. They really focus on libraries. And I think it's a $30,000 investment by the library that was fundraised. The amount of work we get for $30,000 with a consultant in this case is overwhelming. Now, of course, they're hoping this leads to a large project down the road, but in terms of a spend of $30,000 with consultants, this is off the charts, the kind of work they're putting in and the kind of results we're gonna get out. And the members on the task force were each asked to go and recruit people to be on this team of 100, and FEH we blew away anybody that ever seen doing it. I think we had 70 people by the first meeting already, so it's a really great experience, so everybody should pop in and join some of the sessions. So nice work so far.
Well, I think it really shows how great the community is, because right away, like he said, people were already getting people on board and coming to join us, so good. It's strong so far, so let's keep it going.
Alderman Rozak?
A couple quick questions. Is the focus just on the needs right now and not on either revamped library or new library? It's just on needs, right?
It's going to be all that. It's going to
Okay.
have different levels, like what will, what can we come up with if we just fundraise money and revamp what we have?
Gotcha.
What's our dream library if we had millions and millions of dollars? It's going to have all that, different variations in the final report.
And before the meeting started, you and I talked. I would encourage you on the core committee to try to add another alderman to that core committee. If there's any funding needed from the city or, common council support for whatever, I would encourage you to put another alderman on the committee.
Okay.
I think we're obviously, I think, pretty connected to the community and the constituents, and I think that would be my request. I don't know if that makes sense to you or not in your board. You could walk it by your board or whoever, but I think it's something you should think about.
Sounds good. We can definitely do that.
Sounds like a volunteer.
Exactly.
I was going to say,
Good.
who's volunteering?
Yeah.
I would absolutely volunteer, and I kind of shared that when Mulder kicked me off the library board right before the space needs analysis.
He
I
did
was a
not
little-
kick you off, I did.
I know, he didn't. I was a little bummed out, kind of being in on some of the front end part of it. It would be something I'd like to be a part of.
Okay. I'll share information with you, get stuff to you.
Any other comments or questions? Thank you for giving us the update. That's extremely helpful.
Thank you, yeah.
Yeah, and I can give more, and you guys will definitely see the final report as well, when that's all done. It should wrap up in February.
I'm also glad you said that those meetings are not, if I go to one, I don't have to be there all day, because when you said
That's
all
the
day, I was,
Spark ones, the
yeah, I
other
know, where you
ones,
just kind of
yeah.
walk in and do your, which is
Yeah, you
great,
just walk
because
in, yeah.
if I had to be there all day, I'll bring my wife and kids for like 10 minutes.
Well, thank you.
And I just want to add one thing. The one thing, when we went through the interview process for the new director, that really stood out for you, I don't need to say this to you, you know this about yourself, is that when you went through the space needs analysis on one of your previous libraries, how you were given this is the dream, this is what we can do, this is what we can afford, and when you explained to us how you went through that process with that old library, and how you made what you had work, like that was one of the things that was very impressive and really stood out. So I'm really excited that you're leading this.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Yeah, that's really, for me, it's really, I think about, well, what can we fundraise? So the feasibility study is next, and that'll really show us what can we fundraise in this community. Because really, to me, that's what we're going to do. If there's more above and beyond that, fantastic. But for me, I'm just like, okay, what can we fundraise and what can we do with that?
Nope,
That's
sounds
where I'm
great.
at.
Well, thank you very much for the update. We appreciate it. Any other comments, questions?
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, great. Do we have any other staff reports tonight?
No, sir.
Nothing? Okay, great. Quick question, Chief. Everything go well safety-wise at the German Christmas market? If you're not prepared to answer it, that's okay. But I know that was a concern a year ago, if just, we didn't have problems, but you had some concerns about safety.
No, there was, we didn't have any calls for service there, no, any issues like that.
Good.
It is a tight space for everything that they're doing there. But, we've taken precautions and try to work through all that.
Good, so you're pleased with this year?
So, yeah.
Great, thank you. Okay, any comments or from any of the aldermen this evening? Alderman Spiegelberg.
I just wanted to let everybody know that our fundraiser for Asheville, North Carolina is officially launching this week, and it has kind of evolved over the time that we decided we wanted to do something, Andy and I. Initially, we were thinking, getting a couple semi-trucks full of essentials for individuals in that area, but after communicating with the police authorities in that area, they said, we're really okay on all the essentials, but cash donations are something that are greatly needed. And now as we took another further step of being involved with them on that end and getting our own police department involved, it now will be laser focused on fundraising for police and their families in that northwestern part of North Carolina and specifically through the Asheville authorities. These guys are getting up every day and still going to work after everything they've been through, and some of them have had their homes completely destroyed and their families in complete disarray, and yet these guys are still, these men and women are still getting out there and doing the jobs that they were called to do. So I want to thank Chief Pfister and Captain Tim for their involvement with this, and this way that we can bring some holiday cheer to these individuals and their families. So I'd like to also challenge our council members to potentially, if you can, give something as well. There will be something in the paper tomorrow. It'll be on the city's website, the police website, or if you can just remember, AshevillePoliceFoundation.org. So thank you guys for considering.
Thank you. Andy?
I share that sentiment with Karen. We've changed it up a little bit, but this is very important for the people of rural North Carolina who are devastated by this tornado, or this, hurricane. A lot of these people are living in tents. They lost everything. So this is the best opportunity for the city of Oconomowoc in our area to get involved and help these folks.
Yeah. It's easy to forget after it's not in the news all the time.
I know.
and they still need a lot of help. My hat's off
That's really
to,
why we wanted to.
yeah, to both of
wait
you
till
in
this-
doing that, and also to mention to council, if you have projects like this, let Mark and I know, and we'll try to help to facilitate, because we've had some staff that have worked with you, their police department, Paige, in helping to put things together that can do some of these philanthropic type things that are good for communities that hopefully we never have to experience that. Any other comments from Alderman this evening? Hearing no comments, I have no additional comments from the mayor other than stay warm. We'll look forward to seeing you in a couple weeks, and go Packers.
And bad.
I'd like to entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?